Hello, this is a video about Turkish loan words and how they behave in Greek. This is something that pops up quite frequently in the classes because in Greek, in modern Greek, there, like in every other language, there are a lot of loan words and hundreds of them come originally from Turkish. Actually, to be more precise, many of them come from Ottoman Turkish and originally many of them are either Persian or Arabic, so they came to Greek through Turkish. But yeah, I mean, this is mostly a vain exercise because, yeah, we can go back to the Persian or Arabic word and find they come originally from something else. It doesn't really matter for our purposes. I'm just mentioning this because often students from Arab speaking countries recognize the words and then come to me and say, wait, these words actually come from Arabic. It doesn't really matter for the purpose of these classes. What really matters is that Greek, modern Greek has adopted a lot of words which originally came to it through the Turkish language. So, first of all, what are loan words? Okay, I'm using here the Wikipedia definition. A loan word is a word adopted from one language and incorporated into another language without translation. So what would be an example of a loan word? In English, it would be words like kindergarten, chocolate, and pizza. And in many other languages, we have loan words from English, especially related to technology, the internet, and computers. The word computer itself is a loan word in many languages, including Greek. What is not a loan word? Well, this could be the translation of a term. Like for instance, in Peninsular Spanish, often instead of computer, they would say this. They would say, they would say ordenador, and ordenador is not a loan word. Yeah, this is the translation of a foreign term. So, yeah, I hope this clarifies things. Now let's take a look. So another question that sometimes pops up is that why does Greek have so many loan words? Well, one reason obviously is that most regions of what today is Greece used to be parts of the Ottoman Empire. The only exception is, well, the only exception is the Ionian Islands, really. Yeah, the Ionian Islands, they were first Venetian and then British, but they were never part of the Ottoman Empire. Every other region in Greece, Crete, the Aegean Islands, Macedonia, Athens, originally were parts of the Ottoman Empire. But there is another reason that doesn't explain the whole thing. There's another reason. It is that about 1 million people who were Christians and lived in what is today Turkey, what is Turkey? They left Turkey in the early 1920s and came to Greece. And of course, even those who spoke Greek as a native language, many of them did, their vocabulary was of course heavily influenced by the Turkish language, but there are also some, not few, there were quite a few actually, who spoke Turkish as a native language. And of course this also impacted the language. The influx of refugees in the 1920s. These are the two main reasons why modern Greek language has a substantial number of Turkish loan words. Now, how do these words behave? We will only look at nouns, okay? So let me clarify this. Only nouns for today, yeah? Only nouns. So, first of all, you will notice that usually, often, Greeks created or already had a higher registered Greek word. So this is something to bear in mind when there are two words for a term, a loan word and the translation of the loan word in Greek, like computer and ordenador, what we saw before in Spanish. The Greek version, the Greek word, has more prestige and sometimes might even have a different meaning. Yeah, we'll see that. Now, these Turkish words usually in Greek end with a iota, and they form the plural with a and the genitive eu. Let's look at some examples because actually these representations of the sounds are not very good, so better to look at it in examples. So, to tsandiri. Tsandiri, what I have done here, this is the loan word, this is the Greek alternative word, and this is the original Turkish word, which in some cases, I have to tell you that it doesn't, just because there is a loan word in Greek, doesn't mean that the Turkish word is still used, or even that even if it is used, it doesn't mean it's used with the same meaning, because words change all the time. Okay, many times words lose their original meaning, or sometimes a word that existed in Turkish in the 15th or 16th century might no longer exist in Turkish, but it does exist in Greek, for instance. And then there is a third thing that you have to consider here, which is that sometimes words change beyond recognition. Like if you take a Turkish word and you throw in a Greek ending and you pronounce it in a Greek way, then it might be completely unrecognizable for a Turkish speaker. This doesn't mean it's not a loan word. Of course it is. It just means that it's very hard to recognize. Okay, so το τσαντήρι, σκηνή. Το τασάκι, το σταχτοδοχείο. Tasaki, let me write here the meanings in English. I should have done this. So this is tent. The second one is ashtray. The third one, το καρπούζι, is watermelon. Το divani, well, that's a bed sofa of some sort. Yeah, is a sofa that can be converted to a bed or a low sofa. I'm not very good with these things, I have to tell you, but it's really a kind of sofa. And the last one is ceiling. Yeah. Now, let's take a look here because I care to contrast the loan word with the Greek alternative. Let's say the Greek in quotation marks. So tsandiri and skini are not synonyms. Okay, tsandiri is a kind of skini. Skini means tent. It is a kind of tent, but usually this word is used to refer to tents used by Roma people as a residence. You wouldn't use this word to talk about the kind of tents, let's say, the army has, or the tents you use on vacation. You could say that, but it would be in a jokingly way. It would be like a joke or sarcastic. Yeah. To tasaki. Now here, what you have two words. This is way more formal. The stachtodochio is way more formal. Yeah, and tasaki is a word people use in everyday life. Stachtodochio is a word you will see more written. Karpouzi, now here we also have a pair, but this is just to show you the contrast. This one here, it's rarely written and it's rarely spoken. It exists, it's a word-for-word translation of the word watermelon. You see, this is here is the ancient word for water, either, and pepon, peponi, is melon. So they put these two words together, but it never caught up, this word. Yeah? So everybody says karpouzi and writes karpouzi. Divani is a specific kind of sofa, so this one doesn't really have a Greek equivalent. Of course, you can say canapés, yeah, or you can say krevati if it's a bed, but there is no Greek word for exactly this kind of thing. And tavani, well, you have both words, and actually this one orofi, the Greek word, although it's more formal, you might still hear it. People still use it in oral speech. So what I'm trying to say is you have the whole spectrum. Yeah. Sometimes there is only Turkish word, which often is used to mean a specific kind of bed or a specific kind of tent. Sometimes you have both the Greek and the Turkish word, and in this situation the Greek is usually more official, more formal, or sometimes we say the Turkish one but we write the Greek one. Of course, use quotation marks here for Greek and Turkish. Okay, all these are Greek words in the sense that they are part of the Greek language. So it would make no sense whatsoever to say that the word karpouzi is less Greek than the word hydropepon. Well, so what I would like you to do now is take a minute, and I would like you to write down the genitive and the nominative plural based on what we have here in A, B, C, actually in B, C, and D. Yeah, write it down and then we can check it. Okay, so pause it. Okay, let's take a look. So here are the answers. I will read them for you. Το τσαντήρι, του τσαντιριού, τα τσαντήρια. Το τασάκι, this one has no genitive because the words in aki, the words that end with aki, yeah, let me write it in Greek. The words that end with aki usually don't have a genitive. Το τασάκι, τα τασάκια, that's the plural. Το καρπούζι, του καρπουζιού, τα καρπούζια. Το διβάνι, του διβανιού, τα διβάνια. Το ταβάνι, του ταβανιού, τα ταβάνια. And that's it.